Week 10 of the fantasy football season, and here's a few running backs I would drop this week. The first guy, Clyde EdwardsHelaire of the Kansas City Chiefs. A CEH, he got off to a hot start, but I mentioned it early in the season. He was a touchdown-dependent running back, and over the last few weeks, he's pretty much done nothing. Week 6 versus Buffalo, 3.30 fantasy points. Week 7 into 9 is 9.20 fantasy points, where a touchdown and 32 rushing yards bailed them out. And then Week 9 versus Tennessee, in that one, 2.90 fantasy points. So Week 10, I know a decent matchup on paper here versus the Jaguars. But right now, this Kansas City Chief team is just a team that's just throwing the football, and it's three running backs you pretty much don't want to own. Jerry McKinnon, obviously, over there. You got Isaiah Pacheco. I thought we were going to see bigger things from him. He's not getting anything going. And Clyde EdwardsHelaire right now, touchdown-depending running back. If he's not getting a touchdown, he's getting 6-7 points at most. So right now, with him being touchdown-dependent and not really doing anything over the last 3-4 weeks of the season here, he's a running back I would drop this week. The next running back, Kelvin Benjamin of the Arizona Cardinals. Kelvin Benjamin was a great fill-in for James Conner for a few weeks, but obviously Conner, he came back in Week 9, and Eno's workload went down big time. Only 4 carries, 12 yards, and a catch for 15 yards. So right now, Conner's back. This Arizona team, they've lost the last 2 ball games, and I think they're going to start riding with Conner a little more and being a more balanced offense. In Week 10, it's a tough matchup at the Rams, and then San Francisco the next 2 weeks. So right now, with Conner back, tough matchups, and the workload, we only saw him get 5 touches in the game is Benjamin. He's a running back I would drop right now. Still owned in 69% of fantasy leagues. Maybe in deeper leagues you want to hold on to him with Conner's injury history. But right now, 10 and 12 team leagues, I'm cutting them loose with Conner back. In the third and final running back I would drop this week's Cam Akers of the Los Angeles Rams. So Cam Akers, whatever the case may be before the trade deadline, they sat him out. It was a personal issue or whatever, but now he came back in Week 9's ball game, was Akers at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and we only saw him get 5 carries for 3 yards. Darrell Henderson looks like he's the man over there. Kyron Williams, he's coming off injured reserve sooner than later. So Cam Akers right now, no one wanted to trade for him, and maybe he's just not as good as we thought a couple seasons ago coming into the league. I thought he could be the next decent running back in fantasy football, but right now that just hasn't been the case with Cam Akers, and a lot of guys back there in that backfield in Los Angeles. And right now, Cam Akers is just a guy I don't think is worth the rostering, and I would drop him this week. So that's a few running backs I look to drop for Week 10 of the fantasy football season.